Muy buenas, gente, ¿cómo estáis? ¿Cómo vais? Espero que estéis llevando muy buen día. Aquí estamos en otro capítulo más de Cabernet. Espero que estéis disfrutando de la serie. Si es así, por favor, dejadme un buen like y suscribirse, que es gratis, como siempre digo, y ayuda un montón. Así que sin más, vamos a darle a comenzar. Pues continuamos por donde lo dejamos.
After passing that threshold, I think it has some...
Esto ya lo vimos, ¿no?
That's a nice place to... Don't you go anywhere. Strange. Can't imagine the doctor getting much use from it. Lovely vanity, though.
Juraría que guardé esta parte, pero bueno.
There's plenty of room for my outfits. And look, there must be the one the doctor mentioned. I wonder why he has it in the first place.
¿Qué es ese que me he puesto? ¿Este es el camisón? Atrás.
I should check out the general store for more room decor options.
Vale, tiene decoración. De momento no puedo hacer mucho más. Irme a dormir.
The window goes out directly to the main street. Could come in handy now that I can actually fly.
Vale.
I should check out the general store for...
No. Pero no puedo salir, ¿no? Vale, sé que tengo que hacer algo más, pero no sé el qué.
It's been a long night.
Es que no puedo hacer mucho más, no sé cómo salir. Bueno, nos vamos a dormir.
Lisa. Hey, Lisa.
Who is this?
Come over to the window.
Oh, it's only you. You scared me half to death.
A ver, eres un vampiro. Por el amor de Dios. De Dios soy.
I have some business from the Countess to discuss with you. Would you kindly invite me in?
The window is already open. Why the formalities?
Have you not read about this in your vampire stories? We can't come into someone else's chambers unless we are invited.
That
¿Tiene
makes
sentido?
sense. You don't want guests like us to drop by unannounced.
It's a real pain in the ass, if you ask me. Hunting would have been so much easier without technicalities like this. So, will you let me in or not?
Oh, that's right. Come in, please.
Nice place you got yourself over here. The good doctor must want to keep you comfortable.
The doctor has been very kind.
See, cold calculation, bargaining, even extortion, that I understand. The intentions are clear. Kindness is where I get suspicious.
¿Por qué?
I, for one, believe in people. What's even the
Bueno,
point
le das sin
to
querer.
live otherwise?
Believe what you must, Lisa. But in my experience, people tend to disappoint much more often than not.
In any case, you're not here to discuss human character, are you?
That's very true. Let's cut to the chase. Countess would like you to run a quick errand for her. And
What's the favor?
there's this young couple in town, Evgeny and Anastasia. More importantly, they are related to the new mayor, Savely Skortsov. I think Evgeny is his second nephew or whatnot. No matter. According to our sources, the mayor occasionally stores important documentation in their house. Do you see where I'm going with this?
Bueno, nos van a meter en un lío.
You don't want me to rob their house, do you?
That's a rather tactless way to put it.
Menos sutil de decirlo. Está clarísimo.
Countess would simply like you to retrieve said documentation. Before you say anything, remember that she allowed your conversion to be completed and virtually saved you from death.
That doesn't seem like the right thing to do. Do I have any say in all this?
Creo que no podemos decir que no.
I really want to say yes. But sadly, that's just not the position you are in just yet.
Por ahora no. ¿Quieres que en algún momento nos van a dejar decir que no?
Sounds like there isn't much choice in this favor. I guess I have no other option.
Splendid! All you need to do is to befriend Anastasia or Evgeny and get invited into their house. Then you can enter any time and get what you need without them ever finding out.
And how do I know it's them?
He's a hotshot poet, and she is one of those sensitive artistic types. What else? Oh, they are both blondes. I always found that peculiar.
Where should I look for Evgeny?
Let's see. He is a mediocre poet who, surprise, surprise, enjoys an
La
occasional
taberna.
shot of vodka. I would start your search at Arbin's Literary Salon.
Bueno, casi.
What else can you tell me about Anastasia?
Not much. Although I do often see her going in and out of the
De la
church.
iglesia, qué curioso.
You go to church.
Heavens, no. But the roof of it is my favorite spot in town.
Ya ver posibles víctimas.
What kind of documents am I looking for?
All I can say to you right now is that you'll know them when you'll see them.
That's not very helpful.
That will have to do.
I think I've got it from here.
Remember, just befriend one of them and get an invitation to their house. This will come in handy when you'll have to hunt, too. I'll check in a few days and see where you're at. Almost forgot. Here's a little something for incidentals.
Thank you.
Enjoy your new life. I'll see you around.
Parece que vamos ganando en humanidad. No sé por cuánto tiempo. No tengo más experiencia. ¿Vale? Para el 14. Ojo que estamos a 12, ¿eh? Tenemos 2 días. Neutral, neutral, neutral. Estado muerto. Dirección desconocido. Y ya a estas alturas ya da igual. Joder, glosario, un cojón aquí. Espera. +3 de literatura. Más 5 de historia. Este no me da nada más que las ganas de irme a dormir. ¡Hostia! Vale, no sabía yo que los atuendos te daban distintos puntos, está bien saberlo.
Dr. Volkov, may I...
Come in.
Dr. Volkov's vessel. Nothing fancy, of course. Efficient use of space. Makes...
If you don't mind, I prefer the window closed.
Sorry. I wonder if vampires' eyesight deteriorates the same as humans. If so, the doctor is a prime candidate for thicker glasses with such dim lighting.
No. Esto, ¿qué es esto? Has encontrado uno de 21 fragmentos del cuadro. Pff. Pues vale. Pues creo que me deja alguno ya de primera, segurísimo.
What should I work on today?
De momento nos marchamos, que tenemos que hablar con nuestro amigo.
Welcome, Miss Morozova. Appreciate you coming over straight away. Punctuality is a highly important quality in a doctor. I trust you had a restful night? Or rather, day, I suppose.
I did, thank you. Never thought that sleeping in a coffin would be so comfortable.
Yes, well, we have a lot to cover, don't we? Where would you like to start?
I'd love to start with my medical duties, if you don't mind. You mentioned you might have some tasks for me?
I most certainly do. As of last month, the only other doctor in the area passed away, God rest his soul. Not that he was that much help. Human medicine has always been a step behind.
¿Y la medicina vampírica va por delante o qué?
With most of my time spent on new research, the work did start to pile up. There is some administrative and patient work I'd like you to take care of. Is this something you think you can handle?
Perhaps my skills could be better applied to the research. May I ask what is it about?
No. I mean, it's strictly confidential, and I need to see it through. Do you remember the woman who was here when you arrived?
Of course. Fine.
That's right. As your first assignment, I'd like you to pay her a home visit and look over the bite spot. I've observed some curious rashes around tick bites in my I don't exactly know if there's a correlation, but
Garrapatas, sí.
she lives in our building, so shouldn't be much trouble.
Will do.
Splendid. As for the rest of the tasks, you'll find them all in the journal on my desk. Feel free to borrow my medical bag and use the lab as needed. I myself am particularly proud of my lab's blood testing instruments. I dare say they are far ahead. For
Mierda.
more material matters, your allowance will be distributed gradually as you progress.
Understood. I'll get to it.
Looking forward to tracking your progress. A doctor's work is never done.
Vale. Examina. ¿Qué dices? Vale, y comprar vendas. ¿Dónde está esta mujer?
Lizaveta?
May I ask how you were turned?
As your sire, I do owe you my story, but I have to warn you, it's a rather gruesome one.
¿Me has convertido
Are
sin
you
mi
sure you'd
permiso?
like to hear it?
Que menos, ¿no?
After my time in the Countess's basement, I don't think much could shock me.
Well, if you must know. It was a feral that attacked me and my wife at the time, Clara. It struck our carriage one night as we were travelling through the woods coming from a party.
A feral?
A vampire that has been driven mad by their lust for blood.
I didn't realize such creatures existed outside of folklore.
They're a cautionary tale of what can happen to us if one overindulges for years on end. It all happened in the blink of an eye.
Coño, qué susto.
As I recall, the vehicle turned over and we both tumbled to the dirt. He feasted on Clara first and bled her dry.
How horrible.
It's been some time now, so it doesn't hurt quite as much, but in any case, his appetite must have somewhat subsided. Still, it wasn't enough for the beast, so he sunk his teeth into my neck. Suddenly, a blind rage overcame me, and I bit off part of his ear. Immortal being or not, I can tell you with certainty he didn't...
I can imagine.
That must have snapped him out of his frenzy. He looked around as if just awoken, observed what he'd done, and rapidly retreated. Somehow, I managed to get home by morning, but the nightmare didn't end that night.
Ojo.
You must have swallowed some of his blood when you bit him, and...
Precisely. You must have read about the turning ritual in human folklore. Well done. All kinds of knowledge tends to come in handy from time to time, even silly fairy tales.
So, what happened after you returned?
We'll talk more about this some other time, perhaps. There's much work we must attend to now.
Of course.
Nice evening, isn't it?
Dr. Volkov, I'd like to ask about my situation, if that's all right. It was you who turned me into a vampire, wasn't it?
That is correct.
¿Por qué?
But I don't remember anything from that day. What exactly happened?
Lisa, I want you to know that I take full responsibility for what happened to you.
Me estás asustando.
As your sire, I promise to do my best to ease your transition as a vampire.
However,
in my professional opinion, forcing this memory may be highly detrimental to a fledgling psyche. I can't, in good conscience, reveal the repressed memory of your death before it resurfaces on its own.
all right, I understand.
Trust me, this is for your own good. I will tell you one thing, though. In your case, it was either this or death. And I didn't make that choice lightly.
Vale, estábamos enfermas. Era o convertirnos o se acabó. Ok.
I hope that eases your mind, even if only a little.
I was wondering if perhaps you could take a look at something for me. I felt a strange burning sensation on my upper shoulder on the night of my awakening. I check it myself, but sadly, mirrors are of little help lately.
¿Verdad?
Yes, of course. Let me have a peek. Most peculiar. That does not seem like a medical issue, but rather a magical interference that causes a bond.
¿Cómo? Un vínculo, vale.
Not too uncommon, sadly, among us. I wish our kind referred to science more often than to that otherworldly nonsense.
Is it bad?
This isn't quite my area, so I'm hesitant to offer a diagnosis, but that being said, it's likely to have been applied by a foreign entity.
¿Entidad externa a qué te refieres? ¿A otro vampiro? ¿A otro ser? ¿Otra cosa? ¿Entidad genérica?
Depending on that entity, it could be rather harmless or not. You didn't happen to see who might have left it on you, did you?
No. Whoever it was must have been behind the closed door.
I see. In that case, I'm afraid it's one of those wait-and-see situations, dear.
A toma por saco.
Let me know if you have any updates.
Que no me lo veo.
Thank you, Doctor. I'll keep you posted.
You're most welcome, dear.
Well, it
Esto
must
quiero
be an
saberlo.
interesting position, being a vampire doctor and treating humans.
I suppose it is. But, like with everything else, give it enough time and you'll get used to it. In a way, I'm sort of a link between the two groups. I have insight into humanity that our kind tends to lose touch with, as well as knowledge that humans don't accumulate due to, well,
What do you do when you have to explain fang marks on bodies?
that's not nearly as much of an
Hello?
issue as one would think. Tell the humans it's a snake bite and nobody bats an eye. Oldest trick in the book.
No, que te ha mordido una serpiente en el cuello, pero si está en mi casa en la ciudad, da igual, te ha mordido la serpiente en el cuello, tú a callar.
Huh.
Está todo bien, todo correcto.
Creative. I'm quite enjoying my room. Thank you again for your hospitality. I've never had a space to myself before.
Very pleased to hear that.
Since it seems that I'm here indefinitely, would you mind if I maybe decorate it a bit? Make it...
Yes. Yes, of course. Perhaps the room could use a caring touch after all these years. There's a general store between the church and the salon. You can try ordering some new items there. Make yourself at home.
Thank you. I'll make sure to stop by. It must be an interesting position.
I suppose it is. In a way, I have insight as well as knowledge.
What do you do when you...
That's tell the humans is a
Me he
snake
confundido,
bite.
quería darle al de arriba y le he vuelto a dar al de los doctores vampiros. Este
I
quería
was
darle.
wondering about the vanity.
Oh, that's right. I forgot it was even there. I know some of us don't like to be reminded of our condition that way.
Oh, it's not that. I just wanted to ask who lived there before me. Presumably a
A lo mejor su mujer.
Oh. Well, if you must know,
Su
it
hija.
used to be my daughter's room.
Your daughter?
Yes, however, it's been vacant for quite some time now. Didn't feel right to have all that space unused, so it's a good thing that it finally serves a purpose.
¿Cuánto tiempo llevará este hombre vivo?
Again. Anyway, what were we talking about?
It doesn't seem like he wants to talk about this now. Maybe I should ask another time.
No, ahora mismo no.
Doctor's medical bag. It holds everything I need in case of an emergency.
Vale.
Can't put a cloth on this one. Would only raise questions. Makes for a strange reality check every time I come back home. This must be where Faina lives.
¿Le puedo chupar un poco el
Good
cuello?
evening. I'm Dr. Volkov's new apprentice. He sent me over to check in on you. Is this a good time?
I know who you are, Lisa. Of course, come have some tea with me. I always brew too much. Eyes bigger than my stomach, I guess.
Yes, please.
Quizá no tenía que haberlo hecho mierda.
Smells heavenly.
It's juniper, my favorite. With a spoonful of honey, nothing beats it. Try some. Tell me what you think.
You weren't kidding. It reminds me of the times my mother would make tea for my brother and me when we were little.
Sounds lovely, dear.
It was. Although, I don't think it was about the tea itself, more about the little plates she poured it in for us instead of cups.
We can certainly arrange that if you'd like.
That's all right, thank you. Otherwise, I'm afraid I'll start missing them even more.
Poor dear. Did the work take you far from home?
Sí, claro, el trabajo.
Further than I expected, that's for sure. For some reason, I just feel like telling her.
No se lo puedes contar.
I should change the subject before I say something I shouldn't.
Sí.
Are you from around here, Faina?
Oh, no, dear. I happened to wander quite a bit before I settled here. Although, I reckon I've stayed in this town longer than you've been alive.
Anything I should know about life here?
Let's see. For one, the townsfolk tend to be up quite late around these parts. Sort of a local quirk.
Vamos, que
They
la mitad de
say
la
it
comunidad
goes way back.
es vampírica. Lo raro es que haya algún humano.
Not sure how it started, but most places tend to stay open well into the night. I was always a night owl myself, so that never bothered me. But darkness and danger go hand in hand.
Danger?
Lots of temptation, whether you seek it or not.
Mucha tentación, la busques o no.
It's like my mother used to say, little dove. Keep your heart open, but your mind sharp.
Buena frase. Corazón abierto, pero la mente despierta.
She sounds like a wise woman.
Oh, she was, dear. Much wiser than I'll ever be, anyway.
El gato.
Is that your cat over there? What's his name?
No, I could never tame that one. He's too much of a free spirit.
¿Me lo puedo quedar?
Comes and goes as he pleases. Always a surprise.
How rude of him.
Qué grosero, dice.
He's so handsome that I don't mind. Never gave him a name, though.
Que es tan guapo que no me importa, me pasa lo mismo.
Well, as nice as this has been, we should probably start the examination. So, how are you feeling? Any noticeable rashes or discomfort?
Oh, I feel just fine, dear. Thank you for asking. The heat's been getting the best of me lately, though.
Didn't think it was that warm outside. But then again, maybe I just haven't spent enough time in my new body.
Anyway, I say there's no such thing as bad weather. To each their own.
It seems like there's nothing worrisome on your neck. Still, if you notice anything, make sure...
Of course, dear.
It seems like you do have a mild fever.
Anything I should worry about?
This may be a great opportunity to use Dr. Volkov's experimental lab equipment. I'm sure it's nothing to worry about, but just in case,
Whatever you say, Doctor.
just relax. It will only hurt for a second.
Si bebo de la señora me la cargo. Una muestra de sangre que Lina le tomó... Que Liza, no sé por qué digo Lina. Liza le tomó a Faina durante la consulta.
Perfect. Now, have some more tea and a nice I'll take this to the laboratory.
Thank you for stopping by, dear.
I should be going. Might I stop by again sometime?
That would be lovely. You're all...
Thank you for the tea again.
You're welcome, little dove.
No puedo... No, quiero coger el cuadro.
Good evening.
I'm all right, dear, thank you. Just feeling a little weary today.
Oh, sounds like it was...
Thanks for checking. Good night.
Joder.
Faina's plants are so well kept. She almost treats them like they are her equals.
La entiendo perfectamente.
Faina's plants are so well... The air in this flat smells different, fresher than in the rest of town. I think it must be the plant's way of paying Faina back for her devotion. These books are written in a foreign language. They look... And just like that, he's gone. I hope
No puedo... Me da miedo sacar los dientes. Pues si hago algo que no debo.
Faina must be the one that keeps things looking nice around here.
Vale, y esto el otro día... Lo vi,
It's a
pero no puedo
storage room
coger.
for the building. That's also where packages are delivered for tenants to pick up. No mail for me this time.
Vale. El bar. Está muy bien pintado, muy bien hecho. Y el juego me encanta. Vale. Vale. Liza puede usar una serie de poderes en su forma vampírica, pero solo en entornos adecuados para no levantar sospechas. El indicador de poderes vampíricos de la esquina inferior izquierda de la pantalla señala si el entorno es seguro para practicarlos.
Hi there.
¿Y si quiero comer a alguien? Ya salió un ojo aquí, pero no lo pillo. Ay.
The community board. Let's... Politics, local events, lifestyle columns. Quite a lot of missing people listings. This must be Anastasia. I should come up and introduce... Good sermon today?
More or less the same one as always. People don't usually go to the church expecting plot twists.
Well, at least it's good enough for someone to come more than once.
I suppose that's true. Forgive me. I don't believe I've seen you around here before.
I arrived
voy a
just
llegar.
a couple days ago.
Oh, in that case, let me welcome you to the town. My husband and I are relatively new here ourselves. My name is Anastasia, by the way. I teach at the quaint little music school down the road.
It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Lisa. I work as an apprentice under the doctor.
Ir a pasear, mierda.
The church choir here sounds remarkable. The tenor in particular is something else.
Doesn't it?
I must admit, I didn't expect to hear something like that in such a small town.
I couldn't agree more. You have quite an ear for music.
You sound surprised. Do I give off such a bad impression?
Oh no, it's just that I rarely meet anyone I have a lot in common with around here. Not anymore, at least.
A music teacher. That must be so rewarding.
It's true. When I see a spark of passion in a student, especially a child, it does make my day 1,000. Do you play an instrument yourself?
I don't, sadly.
Ah, that's a real shame. But trust me, it's never too late to pick up an instrument.
Thanks. I'll keep that in mind.
I'm sorry, it's time for me to head home. But perhaps you'd like to keep me company.
Who would refuse a stroll on such a nice summer evening?
¿Qué dices?
The tenor that you so precisely placed belongs to Father Mikhail. Father Mikhail has a true gift. His voice, I find it very difficult to listen when he speaks, or agree with anything he says. But when he sings, I just can't help myself.
It is frustrating when you can't deny the talent in a person you don't admire.
Isn't that the truth? So, are you planning to come visit the church yourself?
Honestly, I'm still thinking about it. I had a lot of life changes lately. Not sure if I'm ready for it just yet.
I understand. I've been through a couple of those myself. Think about it, though. It would be nice to see a friendly face when I listen to the choir next time. If I'm completely honest with you, I come there mostly to listen to the choir.
Vale, o sea, no es porque sea creyente, es porque le gusta oír la música, el coro.
The lights are off.
Is something wrong?
Nothing really. My husband. I don't
Está
think he's
bebiendo, no te
home.
preocupes, yo voy a buscarle.
Well, it was such a pleasure to meet you, Lisa. Would you stop by my school when you have a moment? I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Of course. I would like nothing more.
Splendid! We are open from Wednesdays to Saturdays.
I'll make sure to drop by.
Good night, Lisa.
Pero a su casa no me deja.
The lights are on. Someone must be at home.
Vale. Este es el fin de la calle.
Locked.
Quería
The
esto.
scales of stability, the symbol of our country. How
Este es el de la condesa, ¿a que sí?
locked. I should try again.
¡Ojo, mira!
That's one messy path.
Vale. No sé dónde puedo comprar vendas. Misión principal. Hemos conocido a Anastasia, tenemos que conocer a este. A esta invito yo. Visita a Arban en su salón. Encuentra al gato. Ahora lo haremos. Vale, esta después lo hacemos. Es decir, me tengo que dejar una acción para hoy sí o sí, para poder procesar la sangre. Pero lo que no sé es dónde. La sangre sí. Quiero decir lo del bar. Esta es la escuela de música que estará cerrada.
Local music school. What an interesting collection. You can see how much effort Anastasia puts into her work. What a magnificent instrument. It seems to have a life of its own. I can imagine it having... I can't believe Anastasia is able to play all those instruments. She's so talented. What an interesting... You can see how much...
Me quiero ir.
This place sure looks grimy, but not without its own kind of charm.
Joder, y cuando es un buen momento me cago en todo. No me puedo alimentar.
Wait a second. I can sense he isn't human. Could it be that a vampire is working here?
What can I do you for?
Excuse me, I couldn't help but notice that you are... not quite like the others around here.
Yes, I am what you think I am. Name's Yurgis.
I'm Lisa.
Pleasure. If you're ever in need of Cabernet, let me know. It's actually affordable here, unlike that posh place Arbin runs.
¡Ojo! Vale.
What would you
Gratis, barra gratis.
I'd like to play some cards.
Vale. El 21 es un juego de cartas similar a Blackjack. Una de las principales diferencias es el sistema de puntuación. El rey vale 4, la reina vale 3, la sota vale 2 y el as vale 11. Ostras, espérate que me tengo que hacer aquí una chuleta. El objetivo del juego es acercarse al máximo posible a 21 puntos sin pasarse. El jugador va primero, seguido de la banca. Los jugadores no pueden tener más de 5 cartas. Bueno, voy a jugar muy poco. Me he puesto una. Vale, el rey valía 4, ¿no? Me parece que había dicho. Voy todavía muy por detrás. Me cago en la leche. 16. Ah, mira, lo tengo aquí. ¡Oh! ¡Qué hijo de perrilla! Como ahora me saque 21 me voy a enfadar, ¿eh? GG. Hala, rendirse, vámonos.
What do you have?
Pescado seco. No, esto no lo vendo. Un pescado seco que funciona como aperitivo para los humanos y los animales. Vale. Pero siento que esto me va a venir bien para el gato.
How do you know my name?
Let me just say I take pride in knowing my customers.
Otro
So,
que también
what can I
es
do for you
diferente.
today? Would you like a sweet pint of lager? Or the freshest Cabernet you've ever tasted? Perhaps a cheeky game of cards?
Hablar en privado, mierda. No, ya que ya he comprado uno. Vale. Además aquí nos venden...
The owners don't seem to be too the clientele doesn't.
¿El
You
vino?
have to be quite.
Yes. See you.
No me deja comprar el Cabernet. Vale, como no sé dónde está cada cosa, voy a ir investigando. Esta es nuestra casa. El gato no sé dónde está. Arriba no hay nada, está la casa de la chica. Este puede ser el salón. Me gustaría comprar las vendas. Joder, tío, pero ¿cómo me alimento? Me dejaron en un momento y no me han vuelto a dejar.
Too bad I can't eat pastries anymore. At least I can still enjoy the smell.
How are you doing this fine evening?
Más 5 en ciencia y lógica. Vale. Esto nos empieza ya a gustar más. Hostia, música... No, música y arte, historia y política. ¡Ojo! Ataúd de caoba. Bueno, yo creo que con el que tenemos... Vale, no está mal. Vale, esto es para cosas de nuestra habitación. Cartas del tarot. Como regalo para alguien interesado en el ocultismo. 15. Vendas. Vale. Señuelos de pesca, pez, tal, no sé qué. Vale, de momento nada.
Good choice.
No voy a comprar de momento nada más.
Anything particular you're looking for?
Es lo mismo. De momento no me voy a comprar más vestidos porque no estoy yo muy... Bueno, poco a poco. Vale, la tienda es aquí. Ya lo sabemos. Esto es la iglesia. ¿Qué haces? No me voy a montar. Vale, de momento no porque no sé ni a dónde quiero ir.
The gates are closed.
Me había salido aquí a la mano esta. Vale, esto es lo de la duquesa. Entonces, ¿lo otro qué era? Esto. Esta mano no me dice...
Good girl, Marta.
That she is.
Lo es, sin duda.
I used to.
Vale. Lo teníamos que intentar.
If I ever need to send a letter, I can drop it off here.
Vale. Pues nos vamos a la taberna, ¿no? Y sigo sin saber cómo poder chupar sangre a la gente.
Perched upon a rotting barrow, my eyes survey the fallow field. Where once the wheat grew tall and narrow,
Poeta este.
now crops bestow. The bitter wind turns lakes to still. The farmer's wife now writhes with ill. See how in the forest, while in the tavern, ripe with sorrow. Now raise a toast to her, my brother, though often a tempestuous mother.
Bravo!
Thank you kindly.
Creo que tu mujer te está esperando. Creo que está enfadada. No te digo más.
I don't think this clock is working, but it doesn't seem like anybody here cares. I presume you are the famous Evgeny Skortsov?
I don't know how famous I am, but I certainly am him. And whom do I owe the pleasure?
A ti te lo voy a decir.
I'm Lisa, the doctor's new recruit. I was looking around and came in here just in time for the poem. Is that something new?
Enchanté, Lisa. The poem is actually from my old book. I'm having a bit of writer's block recently.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's nothing that a nice drink won't cure.
Alguien...
You know,
Joder.
I happen to have read your poetry book recently.
Have you? I am honored. And what did you think?
It was brilliant. Reminded me of early Byron.
Si me tengo que ganar su amistad, hay que ser... Hay que ser inteligente. Iba a decir otra palabra, pero hay que ser inteligente, ya que...
Thank you.
Hay que ser cariñoso.
That's quite a
Hay
compliment.
que ser un pelota.
You do know your poetry.
No tengo ni idea, pero bueno.
Surprise, please.
You're right. My apologies. I think such nice sentiment deserves a toast. Would you do a celebratory vodka shot with me?
Vodka isn't really something I drink nowadays.
You know that nobody actually likes vodka, don't you? It's designed to be terrible, to make you feel terrible. That's why it's a perfect companion for your misery. After all, isn't that why people drink in the first place?
No tiene por qué, pero bueno.
What a compelling pitch.
Advertising is what poets are really made for, isn't it?
I don't see why not. Let's share our misery.
To the art of poetry, may it continue to shape minds and move the human spirit.
Hear, hear.
Creo que no debería haberlo hecho.
Whew, that went down easy. Say, Lisa, perhaps you've rescued me from my writer's block. I just might have a stroke of inspiration.
Delightful news. Although I'm not sure I can take credit for it.
Nonsense. That's what muses always do. Inspire naturally, without even realizing it. Why don't you come back another night? You'll be my first audience and judge.
I'll be looking forward to it.
Well, you know what they say. The break is short between the first and...
No.
And get some more.
Have fun with your misery, companion.
Oh, we always do.
O sea, podemos hablar, pero no me joda, yo no voy a ver más. ¿Quieres dejarme hablar con mi amiga? Por favor. El gato no sé dónde está. Vale. No puedo. No sé qué más hacer. Salgo y entro. Vale, no más alcohol, que lo sienta fatal. No me dejan. Pues nada. Tío, es que no entiendo por qué no puedo chuparle. Es que no hay nadie.
Get away from me.
Déjate de mí, déjame que te chupe.
Evening. Apologies.
¿Y el gato no sé dónde está? Bueno, ya aparecerá. Tenemos el pescado. A ver, jodido gato. ¿Estará por aquí? Se me ha bugueado el juego. Ahora. Bueno, no me deja hacer nada más con el pescado ahora mismo. Vamos para adentro. No. Ahora no. A ver si la voy a liar, pollito.
What should I work on today? What incredible lab instruments.
Me imaginaba que era un punto de acción.
I'm sure I can figure it out. Perfect. Now I should wait some time to check the results. They should be ready tomorrow, but if I wait longer... What should I work on today?
Coño, pero que estoy dentro de mi casa. Qué cabrón, me ha consumido más de un cuarto. ¿Me van a hacer perder? Ah, se me quita. ¿El doctor por qué no se le pone así fosforito?
Dr. Volkov.
Vámonos. Pues es una putada, porque al final solo puedes hacer 3, no te dejan hacer esa cuarta, que sería lo suyo. Por aquí no puedo salir. Bueno, ya saldremos en algún momento a dormir. Sí. Duerme.
Mama? What's wrong, Lisa? Why aren't you asleep? Oh, all right. Now close your eyes and listen. Hush now, the sun's gone to sleep. Close your eyes, rest now in peace. In the morn you'll awake and the darkness will flee, and the light will await you and me, await you and me. You sing so well, Mommy. Do you think I'll be able to sing like you when I grow up? You can do anything you put your mind to when you grow up. Anything at all. Really? I hope everyone will like it when I sing too. Of course they will, my sunshine. Now, Good night, Mommy. Sweet dreams, my darling.
Vale, jueves.
Lisa.
Perdona.
Lisa.
What? What's
Que
going on?
te tiro la muñeca,
Why
¿eh?
is the window open?
La hemos dejado cerrada.
Your soul
No, mi alma es mía y estate quieto.
is mine.
Who is this? Where are you?
Ah! Damn candle.
¡Qué cabrón! Maldita vela, ¿tú eres tonto o te lo haces? No, tío.
Hussar? What are you doing here? Was this all a prank? You're a sick man.
Do you think?
How did you manage to do all this?
Well, I already had your warm invitation, so I helped myself to your room. And then I turned invisible for a hilarious prank.
Turn invisible. We can do that?
Uh-huh. Didn't I tell you?
No, ya me estás enseñando cómo hacerlo.
Sworn I told you. Just
Sí, quiero
hold your
probar, por
breath
favor.
and relax. There you go. Where's Lisa?
You really can't see me?
I cannot. Otherwise, you wouldn't be invisible, would you? Oh, now that I think about it, that could have been another hilarious jape. Lord only knows what you would be up to thinking you're invisible. What a missed opportunity.
Menos mal. Es un cabrón.
Ah!
Now
Eso sí ha sido
that's a
gracioso.
funny jape.
That's just immature. Be careful with this ability. You can only stay invisible for so long before your power starts draining. You have to remember to take breaks in between.
Vale, cuando Lisa es invisible puede robar a los habitantes de la ciudad. Para hacerlo mantén pulsado el botón izquierdo cerca de la persona en cuestión y supera el desafío cronometrado. Ten en cuenta que si pillan a Lisa robando, la enviarán a la cárcel e incluso aunque lo consiga, este tipo de acciones afectarán a su moralidad. Vale, y abajo tenemos el tiempo. Abajo a la derecha.
Now that we've all had our fun, how are things going with the happy couple?
Venga, Anastasia.
I met Anastasia and got to know her a little bit.
She sounds like a nice broad. I thought you two might hit it off. Do you think this is who you will use to get the invitation?
I don't see why not. We seem to get along.
Obviously, it doesn't really matter to the Countess who you choose as long as you get that invitation and those documents. On a personal note, though, it may not always be better to pick who you like more.
How so?
When it comes to the hunt, it's those who you get close to that get hurt. Just something to consider.
I haven't thought this far ahead. Thanks for the tip, Hussar.
Just something to consider. Anyhow,
Vale, entonces,
I
¿a
suppose my
quién
job here is
acosamos
done.
hoy?
Job? I'm sorry, do they pay you to play
Luego,
tricks
cabrón.
on people?
I never thought about it this way. Maybe my line of work isn't so bad. Good luck with the invitation. I'll be rooting for you.
Más o menos, dice. Vale. Vale, literatura y escritura a lo mejor. estaba pensando.
I should remember to pick up Faina's results from the doctor's lab today.
¿Y la sangre? Tío, no sé cómo coger sangre.
Lisa!
Dr. Volkov,
No. No quiero eso. Quiero... Ahora, no
What
me
should I
salía.
work on today?
Esto.
All right, let's take a look at the result. Huh. It appears she could have rheumatic fever. Rather unusual for her age. I should pay her a visit.
Vale. Misiones. Joder, macho. Vale. Esto todavía nada. Encontramos al gato. El profesor está aquí y ni se mueve. Ok. Vale, quería ver por si el gato estaba aquí. ¿Estará aquí? Oh.
Don't you give up, Marusa. You're making great progress.
I still can't get through the A2. My fingers just slip as if the strings were covered with butter.
It's a hard piece. In a week, you'll go through it with practice makes perfect. Cheer up, sweetie. Go and get some fresh air. I'll see.
Good night, Madam Skvortsova. Evening.
Vale.
Tough lesson.
Marusa's such a talented student. Only she had an instrument to practice at home. She'd probably be playing in a concert hall already.
Is there anything we can do to help?
You are such a kind soul, Lisa. I am actually trying to raise a little money for instruments for some of my students. I put a little something there whenever I can. But
how much do you still need to collect for Marusa's violin?
Those aren't cheap. I think I can get her a decent one for 50
15 monedas más.
We'll get there at some point. I'm so happy you stopped by. So...
It's such a cozy little place. I wish I could have went to a school like this.
You said you didn't have much experience with any instruments.
I'm afraid not. I just ended up diving into medicine head first.
As much as I'm a fan of the arts, I must admit, we probably need doctors more than musicians right now.
I did always dream of learning to play the piano.
Is that a fact?
My mother used to be very good. I loved listening to her and imagining I'd play, but then we ended up...
What a shame. Lisa, I have a wonderful idea. Why don't we fix this injustice? Let me give you a free lesson.
Vamos, que se acepto.
Sure, why not?
Come, take a seat.
¿Qué? Tres, dos, uno. Bueno.
There you go. Slow and steady. You have the fingers of a true pianist. So long and thin.
Soy una pro, ¿no?
What did I say, huh? I knew it. I can see talent a mile away.
You're just a great teacher, that's all.
You must come back for more. We'll make you the next big thing.
Lisa ya puede...
Just wait and see.
Lisa ya puede asistir a clase de música con Anastasia. Pulsa las teclas correctas del piano para que coincidan con las notas. Mantén el porcentaje necesario para dominar la canción. El conservatorio de Anastasia está abierto de miércoles a sábado. Tienes que venir más veces. Vamos a convertirte en toda una estrella, ya verás. Gracias por los ánimos.
You're quite a gifted teacher.
Back in my hometown, where I lived before I met Evgeny, my husband. All I dreamt about was becoming a professional pianist. Write my own music.
Is that so?
I was doing rather well too. Performing at decent venues, getting noticed.
Hostia.
But then we moved here. It was supposed to help Evgeny's career, renew his creativity. That was, of course, before he... Never mind that.
What happened with Evgeny? You can trust me. I won't...
Thank you, Lisa. The truth is hardly a secret anyway. Evgeny started drinking soon after we moved to this godforsaken town.
Oh.
I mean, he always drank. Ever since I met him, really. But then, besides, he's a poet, you know. Artistic nature, people said. Let him be. But it has been getting worse and worse. Now every other night he isn't home.
I don't know if it helps, but my father is a drunk. He started when my brother and I were very young, and if you need help or a shoulder to cry on...
Thank you so much, Lisa. I'll make sure to remember. It's getting late. I shouldn't keep you any longer. Besides, you've heard enough from me for weeks to come.
Oh, don't be silly. Would you like me to walk you home again?
Not today, thank you. I'm not quite ready to come back yet. I think I will just practice here a little more.
Of course.
Lisa, before you go, would you please come over for dinner sometime? I'd love to chat some more. Besides, it would be nice to get you acquainted with my husband.
Ya le conocemos.
It would be my absolute pleasure.
Delightful. Stop by our house anytime. If you see the light, it means we're home. I'll make sure to cook us something nice. Good night, Lisa.
Good night.
¡Hala!
Well, the invitation is received.
¡Hala!
For
Listo.
better or...
Lo que no sé es cómo subo... Ah, tengo 5 puntos. Estoy pensando. Debería de poder conseguir parásitos y aduladores. Una cucharada de miel, sí, pero que no sé cómo hacerlo. Piensa, yo qué sé. Parásitos y tal, eso no sé cuál es esto, tú. Vale. Eso imagino que me va a llevar a una acción. Así que directamente creo que voy a ir a hacer eso. Él va a estar en el bar y ella no quiere ir. ¡Ey! No he entrado aquí.
Locked.
Claro, no he entrado porque estaba cerrado. Qué lista
The
soy.
lights are off outside. It's too early for Evgeny and Anastasia to sleep. They must be out.
Vamos a ello.
Locked. I should find an...
Vale, espera, que esto me lo sé.
There's last month's newspaper stored in here.
El 2 de julio la ciudad dará la bienvenida al nuevo alcalde. Tacata. Sabeli nos ha contado que no escatimará en gastos y que removerá cielo y tierra para acabar con la corrupción. Además, también ha expresado su deseo de apoyar el comercio local con el objetivo de garantizar estabilidad a la ciudad. El 17 de mayo, la policía tuvo que arrestar al exalcalde Valentín Takata. Se encuentra a la espera del juicio por malversación de fondos públicos y por caciquismo.
Peculiar. Locked.
Vale.
That's Evgeny and Saveli in the Skortsov family photo. They seem close.
No te fíes. Oh.
Huh. With a house like this, I imagined Anastasia owning a larger dress, although she certainly has good taste. She can afford a new one.
No me... Oh, sí. Perfecto. No me siento orgullosa, pero es lo que hay.
What's this for?
Un gramófono,
Linda,
¿no?
Chopin, Bach. She really does have wonderful taste in
Algo
music.
parecido, a lo mejor no se llama
Must have
así.
been next to impossible to get these cylinders. Some dusty sheet music.
Mierda. Qué pena.
People don't always smile for these pictures, but not these two. They must have been happy at the...
Ya, pues ahora no. La vida es muy cruel.
I'm quite certain that the envelope is hidden somewhere upstairs. So that's what this...
Vale, pues no me dejan bajar.
This must be Evgeny's study. Honest. Author's copies of Evgeny's poetry book, Dead Winter. Maybe I should give it a read at some point. Evgeny has enough of those anyway. I'm sure he wouldn't.
Perdón, todo lo que no estoy haciendo de maldad.
A lot
Antes lo estoy haciendo ahora.
scribbles. Must be
Joder, es que es muy difícil, ¿eh? Atinar, madre mía.
This must be the result of some recent creative...
What the hell? I swear
They're back. And sounds like...
And how much exactly do you owe them?
I owe what I owe. No need to go into details.
Funny. And I'd say it's prime time we get into them. We are broke, Evgeny.
Oh.
We can't afford these habits any longer.
Thanks to Uncle, we live in a grand house for pennies. We'll get
no tenéis
by,
dinero.
Anastasia.
I don't want to get by, Evgeny. I want a normal life with a normal husband. I meant...
That's it. I don't want to hear another word of this.
Se le ha ido de las manos, ¿no?
Have you been...
No.
Don't lie to me, Evgeny. You're drunk. Every day this week you have been drinking.
I am not drunk. I just had one glass, that's it.
El otro día te tomaste más de una.
I can't take another minute of this hysteria.
Where are you going? Don't you dare go on another bender.
Oh.
I feel so weak all of a sudden. And hungry. These are Evgeny's Interesting. Seems like Evgeny has a pen pal. Her name is Ksenia. And it started a few months ago when she wrote about admiring his work and... Good to know. A secret panel under the floorboard. There's an envelope with a City Hall seal.
Vale. El sobre que la condesa le pidió a Lisa que buscara en casa de los coleguitas.
Hold on a second. 50 coins. Maybe they won't even notice.
Lo siento por mi amiga. No es nada personal. De verdad que no es nada personal, pero... Me he dicho que me alimentara, a ver, no me acuerdo de qué. No puedo leer. Ah, usar.
What could possibly be inside this envelope that's so important? Oh, I'll just give it one glimpse.
La condesa sí.
Ventured. Documents, receipts, shipment. A lot of these seem to be for some sort of construction. The language is really dry. It's... Savelli did plan on supporting businesses though, so not... Still, not sure what all the fuss is about. These look like purchase orders by the vodka bar from City Hall. Documents, receipts. A lot of these seem to be for some sort of... These look like purchase orders by the...
Ah, vale, esto es lo mismo de antes, no puedo hacer, no podemos hacer nada.
It seems, among other things, Savelli recently purchased some heavy machine. Can't quite understand from this what they were buying. Documents, a lot of these seem to be for some...
Ya está. La consume sangre.
I'm starving. I can't delay this any longer. If I don't eat now, I just know.
Vale, me quiero alimentar de él, pero es que no puedo.
Such a big table for such a small...
Es que no está aquí. Tendría que irla a buscar.
We had a samovar just like this in my old home. How I miss having evening tea with Kolya.
Me está hasta mareando. Quiero ver la ventana.
The garden outside is gorgeous. The garden outside is gorgeous.
Vale, voy a intentar salir al jardín, si no nos vamos. Si no, presiento que voy a morir.
There she is. Her skin looks so beautiful. I can smell her flesh. I need to taste her. I think... Should I come over? Anastasia?
Lisa? You scared me. What are you doing here?
The door was open, so I took advantage of the
Yes, of course. Lisa...
What is it?
It's Evgeny. Every week is this. Every night when he is out, I want to forget about all this. And after all I've seen...
Maybe there's something
What is it?
It might sound silly, but I remember how much Let me sing it for you.
Please.
Una nueva habilidad. Para empujar a tu víctima, selecciona de habilidades.
Hush, love, the sun's gone.
Vale, y esta es la que ahora nos deja, vale. Que esto es lo que no habíamos aprendido todavía. Porque esto solo funciona si somos gente cercana. Nos lo explicó el gracioso de las bromas. Que no me acordaba. De ya, que ya es nuestra.
Anastasia. No response.
Sí, cariño, sí.
Truthfully, I meant no harm, but I said I have to. I'm sorry.
Vale, los vampiros deben encontrar una forma de reponer su nivel de sangre antes de que se agote para no sufrir una muerte permanente. Para chuparle la sangre a un humano, primero tienes que ganarte su confianza y luego embrujarlo en una zona privada. A continuación debes acercarte en una forma vampírica y pulsar botón izquierdo una vez que veas el icono de alimentación, vale, el icono de arriba. Pues nos tenemos que intentar hacer amigos de este. Solo un poco. Vale, mantén pulsado tal para chupar la sangre a tu víctima. La cantidad de sangre que puedes beber antes de matarla varía en función de la persona y de su estado de salud. Tal para soltar.
Dear Lord. Lisa? Is that you? What have you done to my...
That's not how this was supposed.
Embrujar, embruja.
And the light will.
What do you think you're doing when... Help! Somebody help!
I'm not a petty man, but I think it's safe to...
I was trying to use enchantment, but it didn't work.
No, nos quedamos con el culo al aire.
They must not have liked you enough for you to charm them.
How were you able to do it then?
Not particularly, but the more experienced you become, the less
Joder,
effort it
dímelo
takes to
antes.
charm someone. Some of the elders can even do it to complete strangers.
Hussar? What are you doing here?
I knew you were going here tonight, and I thought I should stay close. In
Pues
case
menos
of...
mal.
Lo and behold, I heard all the commotion from the garden.
Don't you need an invitation to come here?
Only inside the house.
Los
Garden
jardines no
people have
cuentan.
this weird notion that they can own the land itself. I guess nature doesn't feel that way.
What do I do now?
Cómetelo.
Relax. First thing you do is hand... I trust that you have...
Ay, no puedo mentir.
Here are the documents of...
Excellent. The seal is broken.
You were being so cryptic. You can't blame me for...
You are a wild one, aren't you? I should keep a close eye on you. I'll let it go this time, but no more improvisation on Countess's missions, understood?
Yes, sir.
Nonetheless, Countess will be very pleased to hear that you've done this. Looks like someone is moving up in higher...
I'm delighted to hear it.
Your friend here will wake up soon. He won't have any memory of what happened in the last few minutes, but he won't feel good about you. He will, of course, immediately go check on his wife. Should be back at it in a few days. Needless to say, if I were you, I'd let the doctor handle that one. I'm sure he will just blame it all on snakes.
I should go warn him.
That might be a good idea. Best to be done with this dreary business. Oh, and if you ever get so ravenous again, might I suggest hunt...
Joder, pero dímelo antes.
Nutritious, nor pleasant of business, since you won't be able to... However, it'll work as a last resort if you haven't managed to enchant a human under more private... I should get going too. Must have been a hell of a week, huh? Hang in there, sister.
Thank you, Hussar.
Good night, Lisa. Not a day without drama.
I should get out of here before it's too late. Time to head home.
Ah, sí que puedo, vale. Entonces ahora ya podría ir. Ah, esto es un... Bueno, no sé lo que es.
Get away from me!
That's one messy path. That's one messy
Joder,
path.
macho.
I'd rather wait for it to be tidied up.
Sí, pero si no puedo. No puedo ir al bosque. Se me hacen los días muy cortos. Me estoy quemando. No sé cómo buscar un tratamiento a esta mujer. Deberían dejar hacer una acción más. Es que solo 3 acciones. Es que ya solo conseguí la estrella principal. Ya te lo calzas. Esto es muchísimo. Oye, ¿y por qué solo tengo 76 si le he robado 100? No lo entiendo.
Evening, Doctor. Are you all right? You don't look so well.
Yes. Would you like some tea?
Venga, va.
I wouldn't want to bother.
Come.
All right.
I'd offer you some sushi and candy, but to eat solid food in our condition, you'd need a special pill.
I assume some kind of a digestive enzyme?
Precisely. Sometimes I forget how smart you are. So, how did you enjoy your first week as a parasite?
Parásito, sí, vale.
Excuse me?
Well, by the blush on your face, I assumed you'd fed on your first victim, have you not?
Oh.
I did. Tonight I fed on my first victim.
Honestly, this is nothing to be ashamed of. It's just what we are. We are forced by nature to survive by leeching on the weak and vulnerable. The sooner you accept it, the better. I learned it the hard way myself.
It's not that simple. I didn't choose this life myself, you know.
That's true, although neither did tapeworms and leeches. They are simply the way they are. Not only that, but
Buena comparación.
unlike all the other parasites of the world, we don't even have the common... At least they decompose and give back to Earth in a circle of life, but we are the ultimate parasite.
Let's say that's true. There isn't all that much you and I can do about it, is there?
That's where you're wrong, Lisa. We can still contribute to this world with our We can do some real good here, Lisa. Trust me. That's why I converted you. This is why you are here.
Me parece un marrón que te cagas.
These must be your friends. Go and have some rest. And don't worry. I'll take care of everything.
Thank you, Doctor. Good luck.
It's all going to work its...
It's been a long night. I should get some rest.
Ay, no me deja pasar cuando él no está. Aquí tenemos nuestro vestido. No me siento orgullosa. O sea, le chupo el cuello y me llevo un vestido. Tremendo.
Lisa? Lisa, are you all right?
Yes, Father. Sorry, Father. I'm all better now.
Joder, que no me han dejado.
Nonsense. Are you ill, dear? Should I
No, thank you. I don't think I want to go tomorrow.
What? Why not?
It's just... I don't know if I'm... The competition is so high. The odds of me getting in the academy are practically none. What if I don't know any answers? What if I fail miserably, tarnish both my reputation and the family name?
Lisa, look at me, dear. Lord knows I haven't always been the most compassionate parent to you and your brother. Perhaps I've picked a stick over a carrot more often than I should have, and for that I am sorry.
Dad,
As little consolation as it is, I know at least you can trust my words when I say that, with the exception of some occasional, you've been a truly remarkable... You've brought home nothing but perfect marks. You know your history more than well enough to not repeat its mistakes. I've never seen a more dedicated and talented young person than you. You've dreamt about being a doctor as early as when you started performing operations on your dolls. If someone can pass this exam and get in, it's you. If anyone deserves to be there, it's you. That's all I have to say.
do you really believe...
Give me a minute. Where the hell did I put it?
Dad, what are you looking for?
Aha! There it is. There. This is something I was going to give you when you got your notice of acceptance.
El medallón de nuestra madre.
Dad, it's so beautiful. It must have cost a fortune. But what if I don't get in?
I always knew that you'd pass with flying colors. That's why I wanted to give it to you as a reminder of us when you moved to the capital to study. But perhaps you need it more tomorrow. This way, you will always have your family to support you. We'll be there tomorrow with you as well, no matter what happens.
I don't know what to say. Thank you.
Vale.
Something's not right. Hussar? This wasn't even funny the first time.
No es nada sospechoso.
What is this? What are you? How are you doing that?
The time is nigh. The dead's adieu.
What are you talking about? Ah!
Kupala's night we will meet again. What you owe will be returned.
Me da a mí que no vamos a acabar bien.
Lisa? Is everything all right? I thought I heard something.
Everything is fine, Doctor.
May I come in?
Please.
What happened?
A strange shadow appeared out of nowhere. It spoke of a debt and Kupala night. Does any of this make sense to you?
It's true that Kupalas, all kinds of unholy things crawl out from their dens around there. You had an encounter with an entity like this before, haven't you? Could be a nav that made a bond with you that way.
¿Qué es eso? ¿Un qué?
A
Sí.
nav?
A dead soul that can't find rest and causes trouble in the realm of the living.
Kind of
Interesting perspective. I am hardly an expert on the supernatural, which is... Science always made more sense to me than all that. Which actually brings me to my point. I would advise to find a book on the subject and learn more before Kupala night comes.
Thank you, Doctor.
I heard that Roman in the bookshop just received some new papers on hematology from Germany.
Vale, la librería que está arriba.
I believe they should be able to push me over the fence. I'd get them myself, but I'm so swamped lately I could barely make it to your room.
Certainly.
Much obliged. Here. Well, I'd better get back to it.
Will do. Doctor? Dr. Volk?
How may I assist?
Never mind, Doctor.
Joder, ¿no puedo seguir haciendo mis misiones? Oh, vaya cagada. Tenemos puntos. Ya, pero si no me deja pasar, no puedo. Ya, bueno. ¿Y qué hago entonces? La damos por perdida. No está completa, así que... Bueno, por si la cago.
Too bad I can't. I wonder if I will want...
que no me da tiempo. Es que solo conseguir la historia ya me consumo a las 3 acciones.
It's a storage room for the building. No mail for me this time.
Vale. No puedo... Ah, ahora sí.
Good evening, sweet. I don't have that many visitors.
¿Ah? O sea, pues no sé, la dejamos ya por perdida la señora. Vale. Es como si fuera Navidad. No está Anastasia. Vale. Voy a por los libros del tirón.
Welcome to the Book Emporium, madame. My name is Roman.
The faux birds in the cages are so lifelike. Odd choice for a bookstore, but strangely mesmerizing. All the knickknacks around here sure give so many interesting books. Just make...
This doesn't make a lick of sense. Damn those ancient Slavs and their runes.
The faux birds in the... Elisa?
Oh, what are you doing here?
I'm just running an errand for Dr. Volkov. But whatever you are doing seems far more interesting.
It's just a passion.
Desembucha, desembucha. No, tío.
Well, whatever it is, good luck with it.
Thank you.
I'll let you get back to it.
Thanks.
No me va a salir, pero ¿por qué no tengo una relación mejorada? Me parece súper injusto. Es que no he podido verla hasta ahora después de la casa. Y si más que no tienes opciones a hablar.
The novelty might wear off quickly. Your shop is so neat. I feel like I'll be around here all the time.
That's music to my ears.
Lisa Morozo.
How may I help you today, Lisa?
I'm actually an apprentice to Dr. Volkov. He sent me over hoping you might have some...
Of course. Dr. Schultz's new work on hematology, isn't it?
That's right. I didn't realize...
I'm really not. I just have a habit of skimming through everything. Anyway, I actually already stashed the book for Pavel. I just knew he'd come a-knocking, and he just head into the back room. It should be right by the door.
What a nice gesture.
The pleasure is all...
I'm looking for... I have a bit of an odd question.
That's usually the best kind.
Do you have any books about
A challenge, sure. But not... It's been a minute since anyone asked. But I'm sure I have something in the back. Just give me one moment.
Vale, ahora vamos a la trastienda.
There it is. It's from my personal collection, so not for sale normally. Let me know if you'd like to purchase it.
May I see what...
Certainly.
Vale, y yo, ¿cuál es el libro que quiero? Libro de folclore. Y lo sobrenatural. No, este es el más caro. Bueno, este y el que acabo de comprar. Los miserables, nada. Vale, vender, no.
Enjoy.
Good evening.
How may I help you today? Always a...
No puedo hablar con esta. Vale, vamos a la trastienda. ¿Qué es lo que nos han pedido? No he visto ningún trozo.
So this is where Roman lives. It's a bit of a mess, but this room must serve as both bedroom and storage room. I sense Roman's not very good at separating.
Bueno, si solo es eso. Mira, si antes digo...
Findings on hematology by Dr. Brilliant. That's...
La última investigación sobre hematología del doctor tal.
The world map. Roman must be interested in exploring. I wonder how difficult it is to travel as a vampire. One would have to be shipped in their own coffin. More books. I haven't heard of those.
Vale. Pues salimos. Ya hemos comprado lo que queríamos.
I did. Thank you again for keeping it for us. Dr. Volkov will be...
Please send him my regards.
¿Me lo podía haber quedado? Sí, pero... No creo que fuera el mejor momento.
The lights are on. Anastasia did invite me over for dinner, but I can't show up empty-handed. Maybe I could get a little something for her at the...
Joder. Vale. No le pienso comprar un vestido, ya voy avisando. Los vestidos para mí. ¿No me da tiempo a leer? Es que no me da tiempo a leer. Menos mal que las tiendas parece que tienen los mismos horarios que nosotros.
How may I
What should I pick?
Cilindro de música. Hostia.
Ah, Chopin's Waltz in A minor. Now, that is a perfect gift. A little pricey, but...
A ver, después de robarle el vestido, pues... Me encantaría comprarme los vestidos. Pero es que no sé. Es que la habitación me da bastante igual. Y las cartas del tarot me parecen bastante chulas. Gafas de lectura. Con problemas, tiene pinta de que esto me va a hacer falta. Espérate, que de momento estoy pobre, no he terminado ni siquiera ni de hacer mis trabajos. No puedo ni pisar la iglesia todavía. Ahora, por ejemplo, no me está bajando la sangre. Bueno, sí, va.
Lisa, good to speak with you. Have you been well?
As well as can be expected.
A very diplomatic answer, lovely. Would you like to share more over a drink? On the house, of course.
By drink,
Up to you. I do pride myself on my Cabernet, but we have plenty.
A Cabernet then, please.
Of course. Anything in particular you'd like to toast?
Nothing comes to mind.
To your good. Now then, have you been settled?
Si Lisa consume demasiada sangre o drena por completo a un humano, queda embriagada, lo que le proporciona un aumento temporal de habilidades que dura 3 turnos, pero aumenta permanentemente el consumo de sangre diario. Me cago en la...
Feeling in well? Is the doctor treating you properly?
Indeed, he is.
Good, good. Siring comes with such responsibility. I worry sometimes. And with your entrance at the park, still, if you ever need advice...
Mira que he dicho, me tiene que haber guardado.
Thank you. I will.
Oh, another customer. Quite busy in the salon today. Not that I'm... Apologies, Lisa. Best for us to have a...
Of course,
¡Hostia!
Arben's clearly a worldly woman. I wonder what brings her to this town. I'll have to ask her next time.
No sé si ha sido buena idea, ya tarde. Ay, ¿qué vamos a hacer? Joder, aquí le he dado.
The lights are on.
No me deja entrar ahora.
Strange. The lights are on, so... Is that smoke I see? Anastasia? Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. The door is open.
Vale. Me estaba dando yuyu.
Go down, you son of a bitch.
Apágate, hijo de puta.
There. That's better.
Se le ha quemado la cena. Ahí va cómo está.
Welcome to my humble abode.
Goodness, are you all right?
Don't worry about it. Just a little mishap in the kitchen. I only left the room for a moment, but evidently it was still too long. Sadly, I'm afraid that means that dinner quite literally went...
Da igual, tampoco tengo hambre. Hacer un juego de palabras.
So you're saying food's off the table then?
Well, I see what you... Thanks for trying to chip. So sorry about all this. May I at least offer you some...
That sounds perfect.
Sí, porque no podemos comer.
Let me quickly clean up and put the samovar on.
Thank you again for inviting me over. I actually got you a little something to...
Did you now? Especially now that I can't even offer a proper meal.
I saw this and immediate...
Is that... Oh my goodness. Chopin? It must have cost a small fortune too.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you. I'll treasure it, I promise. So, now that you're finally here, what do you think about this place?
The house is gorgeous, of course, but I have to say I'm simply in love with your garden. The stony path, the cozy just standing there under the moonlight among the flowers feels so serene.
Yes, it sure is.
Oh, damn it. I forgot her memory of my last visit was wiped away.
When did you have a chance to see the garden?
Oh, sorry about that. I misspoke, of course. I saw the garden from your French doors and meant that it would be serene to go there.
I see. It's funny you should say that. You see, this house was passed down to us by Evgeny. You must have heard of him already. The town mayor?
I have indeed.
Sí, sabemos quién es.
Don't get me wrong. I'm very grateful and realise how lucky I am. I simply can't find myself at home. No matter how hard I try, it's as if I live in a museum full of beautiful things. But you think I'm spoiled, don't you?
I don't. Truly. I've been feeling quite misplaced myself lately.
I'm sorry to hear that, Lisa. I think perhaps that's why it felt so easy to share with you.
Somos unas crack.
This simply isn't me. And without Evgeny around, I can almost feel the walls staring at me, as if they're trying to banish me. I know I promised to introduce you to my husband earlier, but I can already tell he won't.
Pero sé quién nos acompañará esta noche. Es de... Cuidado... bueno, lo siento.
I figured as much. I'm sorry.
It's quite all right, dear. You know, sometimes I wonder what made me go down this path in the I often find people as a whole difficult to like. There's just individuals, on the other hand. So much easier to forgive a flaw and find the good in them. He is a good man.
Mira, tengo una solución. Te convierto y te lo comes.
It hasn't been an easy time. Lucky for me, there is one place in this house that I can hide.
Really? Where is it?
Your eyes seem to have gone straight to it from the beginning. We sure appear to be kindred spirits. The garden. It's my sanctuary when the house starts feeling... I'd so love for you to see... What time is it, anyway? Lisa, I'm so... You must have been aching to leave for ages.
That thought hasn't visited me once throughout the whole...
You're very kind, but I simply can't keep you... I will show you around the garden and...
No.
If there will be another night.
You can count on it, my dear.
Splendid.
Thank you for your hospitality, Anastasia. Have a good night.
And you.
Enséñame el jardín. Vale, ¿ahora qué más? Tío, el jodido gato no aparece. Le compro un pescadito y no aparece. Vale, al doctor. Es decir, se tengo que entregar hoy. Esto significa que la han chupado. Sí, y hasta que no eso no lo puedo volver a hacer nada, me parece a mí. Vale. Tenemos que estar a solas, tenemos que encantarlos y luego ya nos lo comemos. Antes creo que no nos van a dejar. Quiero ver si puedo ir al bosque.
Locked. I should try again early.
Más temprano. Esto ya está. Vale, guay, tío.
The smell is...
Que quiero un poco ver qué hay.
more huts in the village down that way. And I was always terrified that I would fall into a well when I was little.
Parece un cuadro, el fondo. Vale, hasta aquí no puedo más. Ojo que estamos desbloqueando cositas, ¿eh? Lo de alimentarnos de conejos. He visto un cuadro. Hostia. Buah. Pues ahora vete tú a saber. No tengo invitación. Estos están aquí hablando, no puedo hacer nada. Pues no sé si mirar el resto de casas. Vale, entiendo que el aparejo...
Fascinating. If I try to make myself fly across the lake, I simply... Looks like if I want to cross a body of water, I have to do it like any other human. Oh, is that you, Tropheme? I didn't expect to find anyone out here at this...
My lady? I thought a Rusalka had finally come for her pound of flesh.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
That's all right. It's just my old mind being foolish.
Is that your boat out there?
Aye. I decided to bring it. Thought better for the townfolk to use when I'm not around than for it to gather dust inside my hut.
That's very kind of you. Are there even fish out at this hour?
Of course. Some critters only come out when it's dark. And others when it rains. I don't know why. I just know they taste good grilled and smoked.
You seem to know quite a bit about this hobby.
As I should. It was my papa that taught me everything I know. And I've worked out the best ways to catch fish and how to make bait. I try to go out on the lake as often as my body lets me. Which is getting less often as time goes on.
Vale.
Any good catches?
Plenty. You don't fish for as long as I have without your fair share of war stories. I once caught a sturgeon that was bigger than a grown man.
Ostras, pues son difíciles de pescar,
That beast put up a fight that went on all afternoon. But in the end, of course, no one believed me. They brushed it off as the ramblings of a drunk.
But you had the fish. Couldn't you show them?
It caused such a fuss in the boat that I had to toss it overboard. Had I not, I would have been tossed over myself. And I can tell you, I wouldn't want to have been in the water with that beast.
Te pego una hostia que te deja inconsciente.
If I may ask you, this isn't the sort of place I'd expect someone like you to visit.
Just exploring the area. Still trying to get used to my new home.
That makes sense. There is some beauty to be found in this town of ours. Still, your nice clothes and this mud are a bad mix.
Let me worry about that. You mentioned Rusalkas earlier. Do you...
I do. In fact, I know it to be true.
And
Ojo que se pone turbio.
I know more about monsters than you might think. I
Cuenta,
knew the
cuenta.
tricks it was trying to play on me and how to fight them. In the end, I was able to ignore its call and roam. I've often thought that it'd be the Rusalka that gets me. If I'm not turned by the Countess anyway. It's almost like she's waiting for her chance again. For me. but I haven't yet. Old Trofim is not like a fish, to be caught by a simple law.
Maybe you can take me one day.
Oh, no. My little boat is not fit for someone like you.
I promise. Your boat is far finer than the rotted dinghy my brother and I used to float on in summers.
It would be nice to have someone out there for it. Perhaps you can join me for one of those nights. But if you ever do come fishing, you cannot wear such fine clothes. They're...
Noted.
Now, if you don't mind, if I don't, I'll miss my
Then don't let me keep you.
Thank you. It's been good speaking with you.
Bueno, gente, pues hasta aquí el capítulo de hoy. Espero que os esté gustando, que lo estéis disfrutando tanto como yo, o incluso más. Ya sabéis, podéis dejar un buen like y suscribirse, que es gratis, y nos vemos en próximas entregas. ¡Chao!